I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I could do a cold Pepsi. I can do it. I like it. Okay. All right. I like Pepsi better than Coke as long as it's just like 10 to 12 ounces. I can't do like 2 Pepsis, but I could do 1. And I like a nice cold Pepsi in a can. And that's how they served it right there.
Good morning, students. May I have your attention, please, for this morning's announcements?
I said quiet.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. Your homework is due every single day.
Even if you're late, you're already late. So don't run about it.
I see your shirt is untucked again.
I said that's enough. Out in the hall. Both of you.
Welcome to episode 33, spring semester episode 12. Welcome to Out in the Hall. I am Ryno, and unfortunately this week, the Willy Mammoth is away. He is traveling, and we were unable to get together, he and I, so you got me. I mean, I guess that's the benefit of the studio being in Orlando, where I live, Studio 709, the lake house. This should be fun. I hope it's fun. Thanks for listening. You can also turn it off and start again next week when we're both back. Bat and I recently were on a business trip together, which was very fun because obviously it's fun to travel with him. But we took there's a Bright Line train. It's like a high-speed rail it starts in Orlando and goes all the way down to Miami with stops in like West Palm Beach, Aventura, I don't know, one other stop, Boca Raton, I think. So we took it all the way down to Miami. This was just last week. And since we last talked to you guys, and man, it was quite the experience. I mean, super, super clean, very organized, relatively on time. I mean, within 2 to 3 minutes, it was on time. It is a wonderful experience. It's not cheap, but it's not like crazy. I mean, it's less than, if I were to drive with gas, but more importantly, there's obviously no traffic. The thing hauls butt. I mean, it goes like 120 miles an hour, in certain stretches. And it's a really nice experience. It's so clean. They have like the cart, like on an airplane, they're not, I guess they're train attendants. They're not flight attendants, rail attendants maybe. And, they got a good selection of chips and sandwiches and different beverages. We went middle of the day, so there was no adult drinks were consumed, but had a nice ice cold Pepsi. I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I could do a cold Pepsi. I can do it. I like it. All right. I like Pepsi better than Coke as long as it's just like 10 to 12 ounces. I can't do like 2 Pepsis, but I could do 1. And I like a nice cold Pepsi in a can. And that's how they served it right there. Get ice. It was ice cold in the can. And that's what I like. I mean, again, it's unpopular. I also like Coke too, although I don't drink either at all. However, I did. And it made for a nice little treat midday down there. I want to jump into, let's do it. Let's jump into Out in the Hall. Thank you all for writing in. I think Matt's pleas and appeals to our wonderful listening audience has struck a chord because my inbox is full. So I've got, he's not here, so I can tell you, I've got 2 great letters from folks. So the first one I want to read, and then we're going to talk about it for a minute because there is something there's a little call to action today. Call to action. All 30,000 plus subscribers. There's a call to action. So this is Chris from Tampa. He says, of course, upon seeing on Facebook, I nominated Out in the Hall for the best local podcast, as it is my outlet for Monday morning drive to the office. But I couldn't help but notice that A, why is there a category for the best OnlyFans? And B, could some of your listeners accidentally click that with fat fingers, as I did? And C, has it ever crossed your mind that maybe OnlyFans is the way to grow your audience? Chris from Tampa. Well, we'll address the email in reverse. So no, OnlyFans would not be the way to grow the audience. And, we've got I've been meaning to mention this. We've got, I see some folks around town who are listeners, and I call them the laundry listeners because these are people like Suzanne, Pam, Margie, Patty, not my mom, although she probably listens too, that they say, oh gosh, we love listening. We love listening while we're folding laundry. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for folding laundry while you listen to us. I guess what I'm going to tell you is if you don't know what OnlyFans is, don't look it up. Just take my word for it that the Out in the Hall boys will never be involved with OnlyFans. I don't think that's anything that anyone wants to see. But thanks for the email here, Chris. So what is he talking about? So I posted on Facebook a few days ago, maybe a week ago, that there's like a thing you can vote for Orlando Weekly. And Sam, I want to pause it here while I get this link. We're talking about a local publication to us, Orlando Weekly. They have this contest, I guess, this local notables is what they're calling them. You can go to vote.orlandoweekly.com, vote.orlandoweekly.com. And you'll see all these categories. I mean, everything from best local charitable group, which, by the way, let me give a little plug for Reed Charitable Foundation. I sit on their board, and I'm just beyond honored to be a part of that. So maybe while you're on the website of vote.orlandoweekly.com, you could click on Best Local Charitable Group and select Reed Charitable Foundation. Now, if you've got another one you'd like to vote for also, that's fine too. You could vote for two. I don't think there's any problem with that. But then there is a Best Local Podcast, and it's a write-in vote. So our name's not there. Write in Out in the Hall with Ryno and the Willy Mammoth. You'll see it displayed prominently here on our neon sign. So we'd love that. Vote.orlandoweekly.com. Best Local Podcast, Out in the Hall with Ryno and the Willy Mammoth. So, Chris, thanks for bringing attention to that. Thank you all for voting. I think it'd be really fun to be like this unknown thing, and then all of a sudden, like, who the heck are these guys getting all these votes? So that'd be great. All right, I got another one. I have a lunch lady. This is from Meredith in St. Augustine, and it's a little lengthy, but it's just me today, so we're going to go through the whole thing. Hi, boys. Have you ever noticed that cash-only places typically have lines out the door and the best food? Is it the mystique or inconvenience of cash-only operation in 2024? Who knows? But down here in St. Augustine, we have two places like this, and as a local, I can assure you they are both worth the wait. Rated the second best pizza in the entire United States is Pizza Time, located right on St. George Street. Now, St. George Street is kind of like the main shopping, really tourist area in St. Augustine. And our family spends a lot of time up there. My brother and his wife and three girls live up there. Hello, Charlie, Olive, and Georgie. I know they listen. So we're up in St. Augustine a lot, like our family is. And I've been to this place, and it is spectacular. Pizza Time, located right on St. George Street. Starting around 10:30 a.m. until they close the doors, there is almost always a line out the door. I'm not a New York expert, but I'm pretty sure this place is like the pizza places in New York. Probably 20 different pies that you order by the slice, and they send it through the oven while you wait in line. The result is a giant piece of delicious pizza with a nice crunchy crust, melty cheese, and whatever toppings your heart desires. Personally, I get a margarita that's served with an entire burrata cheese on it. She says, chef's kiss. Now, if you want the best fried shrimp and are willing to wait it out, head over to Osteen's on Anastasia Island. Almost always line out the door, cash only, but Lord, is it worth the wait. I feel overly confident in Osteen's consistently serves fresh Mayport shrimp. And if you're from North Florida, you know the difference. Another North Florida restaurant that consistently has a line out the door is actually a diner. Beach Hut Cafe has a chokehold on me since 2004 when I first moved to the area. What is it about a good diner? Do they sprinkle crack over the pancakes or something? They really are beyond compare. Beach Hut has the best biscuits and gravy I've ever had, and they serve a rectangular omelet, which are superior to half moon omelets. I've never been to Beach Hut. I've been to Pizza Time, and I've been to Osteen's more than once. I'm going to try Beach Hut Cafe next time we're up. She goes on to say, you're killing it. Proud of you guys, Meredith and St. Augustine. Yeah, I've never been to the Beach Hut, but I've been to the others. And this is a spectacular lunch lady ride-in. St. Augustine, if you don't know, St. Augustine is a secret. It's kind of like a secret until you go and you're like, oh, everyone else figured it out too. But it's kind of not talked about. St. Augustine is an awesome city. Awesome city. My brother and his wife both live there. Obviously, they live together. They went to college at Flagler and stayed. And they love it. And we're just up there a lot. My parents spend a lot of time up there. It's awesome. It's pretty quiet. The food scene is spectacular. There's a great bar scene downtown if you want to like go out and start here, and next thing you know, you're 5 streets over and you've hit 4 bars on the way. It's just, there's music. It's a great vibe. It's a great city. The city spends a ton of money on itself. It's a wonderful spot. So hear this as an endorsement for St. Augustine and for these few places. All right, if you've got a lunch lady, want to pass us a note or a janitor's closet story, send that in to us. It is outinthehallpod@gmail.com. Outinthehallpod@gmail.com. I'd like to thank Freefly for the digs. Actually put in an order yesterday. We've been talking about getting their underwear, and I ordered some. I don't have it yet, but by next show, I'll have it, and I'll let you know. They just came out with some new thinner summer hoodies like the one I'm wearing now, although this is not a new one, but they're actually thinner than this and lighter. So I'll give you the review on that next week. But big thanks to Freefly. We love them. They're the best. Freeflyapparel.com. If you happen to listen to one of my favorite podcasts and one of the funniest men on planet Earth, Theo Vaughn, his podcast is called This Past Weekend with Theo Vaughn. He does it solo a lot. And I kind of feel like that. Just kind of like, it's just me. Although I think he actually has a producer in the room. Sam's not even here with me. It's just me. Gosh, I hope all this is recording. It's tough. Theo go for 2 hours, 14 minutes and 50 seconds into this, including setup time. And you're a little naked out here. I mean, I like it. I could do it. Like, it's kind of fun. It's kind of a vibe, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get some feedback, and certainly want Matt back here. Okay. I'm going to tell you what I've been up to lately, and it's so dumb. It's so dumb and it's so silly, but it is so fun for me. So I don't know why I started doing it. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it, but for the last week, I have been writing poems, and listen, I'm no Jeffrey Chaucer here. They're all kind of on the vibe of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. So, first 2 lines rhyme, second 2 lines rhyme, new stanza, first 2 lines rhyme, second 2 lines rhyme. And what'll happen is typically like something will, maybe like a buddy will send me like a text, I can't play golf on Saturday because my kid has a t-ball game. And he'll send that to like our group. And then I'll write a poem about like that Saturday. And really the whole goal is to pick on the guy that can't do the thing, or to pick on somebody for some reason. I mean, it's fun. It's in good, it's in good fun. But I mean, to say they're dumb, like I can't even read you one because they're just so dumb, but they're so fun. It's so fun. I love being able to sit down. Like, I've been accused of spending like way too much time on this. And I'm telling you, I can write 8 stanzas in less than 10 minutes. It's not great, but it's fun and it works. The joke lands, and I was accused yesterday. I sent one to a buddy in like 6 minutes, and it's, 7 or 8 stanzas. And it was about a trip we're taking. Oh, it's about my trip to Raleigh in a couple of weeks where I'm doing 2 nights of stand up. And I wrote it in 6 minutes, this poem, and I sent it to some buddies, and they're like, that's fantastic. Is that AI? I mean, I was accused of being AI. No AI. This is me. It's so fun. That's what I can tell you, is it is so fun. And I'd love to write one for you. So maybe I'll write one about Out in the Hall, and we'll read it. We'll read it next week. With Matt not being here, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do 2 truths and a lie. So I'll say them, and then I'll give you like a minute or 2 to think about it. And then you can decide which is the truths and which is the lie. And then at that point, I'll tell you. Okay, so here is my 2 truths and a lie. And like I said, you take a second, whether you're driving, folding laundry, whatever it is you're doing. This is about trains. I'm going back to my earlier discussion about trains. Okay, so the first passenger train traveled at a top speed of 10 miles per hour. Despite popular thought, the Trans-Siberian Railway is the shortest railway line in the world. And then the third option, for 2 truths and a lie, the Orient Express ran from Paris to Istanbul. So think about that for a second. The first passenger train traveled at a top speed of 10 miles per hour. Despite popular thought, the Trans-Siberian Railway is the shortest railway line in the world. The Orient Express ran from Paris to Istanbul. We'll wait till the doom. Who doesn't love a good timpani drum? Boom, 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 boom. I love a timpani drum. They play one with our choir, like on at church, like for Easter when they have the whole thing. There's a fella up there. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. I love it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, the lie is that the Trans-Siberian Railway is the shortest railway line in the world. In fact, the Trans-Siberian Railway is one of the longest railway lines in the world, stretching approximately 5,772 miles across Russia, from Moscow in the west to, ready for this word? Vladivostok in the east. Would you like to go from Moscow to Vladivostok in the east? You'll take this Trans-Siberian Railway. Well, there's that. Okay. I do love a timpani drum, though. Boom, boom. I think you could say that to everybody. You know what a timpani drum is? Oh, no. What is that? You go, you know, at the end of Jeopardy, you know, like the song, dun, 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 boom, boom. You go, oh, yeah. Yeah. That, boom, boom. That is a timpani drum. Not a Tiffany drum. That's a timpani drum. Now, if there were, imagine there's like this big orchestra back there. What if it was live every time? Like there's a flautist and the whole. All right, that's okay. Now we're getting stupid. Okay, I got to show and share that I've been excited. I've been holding this for a couple weeks because I didn't want it to not be true. It's true. It is true. All right. McDonald's, gosh, I wish Matt were here for this. McDonald's is going to start selling fresh delivered daily baked Krispy Kreme donuts nationwide. Right now, they are testing the concept at restaurants in Lexington and Louisville, Kentucky. I've been to both those places, by the way. Very cool. Matt was with me. Matt, Tubal, and our buddy Tim up in Pittsburgh for his bachelor party. We went to Louisville and Lexington and did the Bourbon Trail. What a trip. Guys, like, you don't have to know anybody. We did, but you don't have to know anybody. You just make arrangements with the distillery and go check out the distilleries and the tour. They give you a little taste. Man, there's a lot of history up there. Very, very cool spots. Lexington and Louisville, Kentucky. That's where this Krispy Kreme concept is being tested right now. Let me read you just a brief bit of this article. This is from Fox Business. Our laundry ladies, our laundry listeners are big Fox Newsers, I'm sure. 3 flavors of Krispy Kreme donuts will be delivered to McDonald's restaurants daily as part of an expanded partnership. The original glazed, which is really the only choice, in my opinion, chocolate iced with sprinkles, and chocolate iced cream filled. Interesting note, cream is spelled Kreme. You know why they do that? Because they can't spell it cream like CREAM, because it isn't CREAM cream. There's no dairy in it. So they have their own, it's basically just sugar and high fructose corn syrup and garbage. Anyway, so 3 flavors of Krispy Kreme donuts will be delivered to McDonald's restaurants daily as part of the expanded partnership. The original glazed, chocolate iced with sprinkles, and chocolate iced cream, spelled with a K, filled, will be available individually or in boxes of 6. Hey, if you're going to McDonald's for breakfast, I know what you're thinking. I don't have enough calories here. I'll take a half a dozen donuts on the way. Let's do Egg McMuffin, maybe a large coffee, a couple of hash browns, and a half a dozen. Why not? Maybe show up at your office with them. I'm a big fan of, next to my office is a Krispy Kreme. While I don't necessarily eat it all the time or ever, I love swinging by there when that light's on, that hot donuts now light is on, grabbing a box of hot donuts on my way to go see a client. Everybody loves them. Hey, free donuts in the conference room, swing by, brought to you by Ryno. I love it. Okay. They go on to say the company's tested the concept at 160 McDonald's restaurants in Kentucky in February of last year. Obviously, Lexington and Louisville were the main areas for this. Rival chain Wendy's, you know how we feel about Wendy's, announced last month that it is partnering with Cinnabon to add an item to its breakfast menu. The Cinnabon pull-apart is described by Wendy's as a sweet treat laced with roaches. No, okay, that's me. All right, it's a sweet treat that takes nostalgic classic cinnamon roll and transforms it to the ooey gooey center of a bite-sized piece. Okay, all right. I mean, again, another C- effort out of Wendy's. First, we're putting roaches in our doubles. Now we're going to have Cinnabon. I mean, please. Everyone would agree. Krispy Kreme is a far superior product to Cinnabon. I'd love to own the company Cinnabon, but Krispy Kreme is definitely a superior product. I'm with McDonald's on this, so that's where I am. If Matt was here, I promise you. Well, you know, this was fun. We learned a little bit about Krispy Kreme. We learned something about trains. Take the Bright Line, go to St. Augustine, write a poem. Get the creative side of your brain going. Even if it's terrible, just write it. It's fun. It's fun. Write a poem. Send us a lunch lady story. Got a great one. Thank you, Meredith. Pass us a note. Thank you, Chris. Send us a janitor's closet story. Take the Trans-Siberian Railway from Moscow to Vladivostok. Vladivostok. Vladivostok in the east, it says. I like how it's like Vladivostok in the east. Take a train. Ride a train. It's fun. It's nostalgic. It's great. I loved it. I'm doing it again. Next time I got to go to Miami, I'm not driving, taking the train. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. I did the best I could. It is remarkable the crutch that having a co-host is, because trying to hold the time by yourself is difficult. And so I'm grateful to Matt for all the Willy Mammoth, for all the sacrifice that he makes making it down here, because he lives a couple hours away, and he certainly efforts as much as he can, but this week it just didn't work out. And so it is significantly easier, probably a lot better, and certainly more fun when he's here. So we miss him. So my many thanks to you all for sticking around and listening to us. I was going to attempt to get the Willy Mammoth on the phone, but I know he's tied up with his travel and unable to do it. So thanks for listening. We appreciate you very much. Thanks again. Special thanks to the laundry listeners. It's very kind. You guys are always very nice. Every time I see you, we love it. Your husbands probably hate it, but all right. Thanks a lot. I tell Matt I love him, but he's not here. I do love him. I do love you all. I love doing this. It's very fun. Thank you for indulging me. Have a great week.